some of you might say that Dragon Ball Heroes is not canon, therefore it can't be used for scaling characters like this. However, that is a different topic altogether, and I plan to make a video about Dragon Ball Heroes canonicity very soon.
I hate this channel.
Alright, so continuing off on my last plan in the last video, today I'll be covering how exactly Dragon Ball Heroes is actually canon, and why the scaling for characters in the show can actually be used as well. But firstly, we have to establish what canon really means in fictional media, especially Dragon Ball. In the definition of canon, it means material created by the original author or developer of the setting, although the authority to define what is canonical can sometimes be disputed, with copyright holders often asserting this role. So, if a particular show or work is within the rights and creation of the original holders or company of the franchise, then it is canon by this definition. Now, how does this tie into Dragon Ball Heroes? You might ask. Well, Dragon Ball Heroes in the manga and anime is supposed to be an adaptation of the arcade game itself, which has 56 episodes in total for the anime, and with the manga being 93 chapters. This is important, because the ones who actually animate Dragon Ball Heroes is none other than Toei Animation themselves, which is explained in the 12th anniversary promo file shown here. And this is not to mention, even Toriyama himself was working on the show as well, with it being explained in the 5th anniversary guidebook that the main producer Wataru Higuchi talks about working with Toriyama and his company Bird Studios as well, showing that, unlike what most people would tell you, yes, Toriyama is also involved in the making of the show, providing even more backing that this is quite an important show to have him involved as well. And, on a related note, the Big Bang Mission Guide confirms that it is an extension or continuation of the Dragon Ball Super anime, with even more evidence. In the Big Bang Mission development team interview, Rokushi Suzuki explains that they have combined the worlds of the Dark Demon Realm and Universe Mission Saga as a continuation of Dragon Ball Super as well, with even the official Dragon Ball Battle Hour stating that this Goku is from none other than Dragon Ball Super itself, and has a combined multiverse with his Xeno counterpart in the show. Dragon Ball Heroes being a continuation of Super actually makes a lot of sense now, especially when you rewatch the show again. This explains things like Jiren asking why Goku and Vegeta didn't use fusion in the Tournament of Power when finishing off Hearts in the episode, with even Vegeta suggesting to Goku to immediately use the fusion dance when backed into a corner against Hearts, summoning a giant meteor to destroy the Earth, showing that he already knew about Gogeta as well, as it's quite obvious that Vegeta would be too prideful with fusing with Goku in the first place, which shows that this continuation of Super is after the events of the Broly movie. Continuing further in the manga version of the show, specifically in Dragon Ball Heroes Victory Mission, the original writer was actually Toyotaru himself, before he went on a little pause to continue Dragon Ball Super's manga, which was taken over by Yoshitaka Nagayama, who's part of the main staff as well, and actually, the publisher of the Dragon Ball Heroes manga is Shueisha themselves, as they hold the rights to the primary license holder of the Dragon Ball IP. So, this should dispel any confusion or past understandings of Dragon Ball Heroes not being quote-unquote canon, with even some others saying that it's fan-made, which is already pretty ridiculous. So far, what can we conclude about Dragon Ball Heroes over this new information? Well, firstly, we now know that the authority of canon often lies with the copyright holders. In this case, Toei Animation, Bird Studio, and Shueisha. Secondly, both the anime and manga of Dragon Ball Heroes are official productions tied directly to the IP. Thirdly, Toriyama himself was involved in Heroes, with the producer Wataru Higuchi of the show. And lastly, Heroes is an extended version or one of the canon continuations of Dragon Ball Super. Honestly, after the end of this, I hope you all can come to terms and accept Dragon Ball Heroes as actually pretty amazing for one of the continuations of Dragon Ball Super, as Toriyama himself has worked on this show. Meanwhile, the Dragon Ball community has mostly hand-waved this away as being non-canon, just because there are supposed errors, or how the scaling works in the show, which is honestly pretty disappointing to see, and doesn't do justice to Toriyama himself, and possibly deserves another video about Heroes writing as well in the future. That does it for the end of this video, and I'll see you guys with another video soon. Goodbye.